everybody. Happy Thursday, happy Timbip Live. We are here, we are live and alive. Sorry for a little bit of those technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on. My headphones kept connecting and disconnecting for some reason, and it kept, like, canceling out the music? I don't know why. But I think we're good now. I think. Maybe. Who's to say? I think my keyboard's also dying. So I'm going to try to fix that while we're getting set up, but I hope everybody's doing well. Oh my gosh. It's doing it again. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me all right. We might be going no tunes tonight. I'm not sure. But either way. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because my laptop or my keyboard is dying. We will do it live. Yeah. What a week, man. Why do you keep... What is disconnecting? But yeah. I hope you've had a good week. Aside from, of course, things being a little chaotic in the world of Timbip, it's not been that bad of a week. I've had a pretty good week. I'll be honest with you. It's been busy. It's definitely been busy. But I can't complain too much, at the very least. So, all that being said, if we never watched the last episode, does that mean it didn't really happen, dude? If you don't, my recommendation is that if you don't want to see two grown men cry on camera, don't watch that episode. I'll be very honest with you. Because it is a lot of two friends realizing that they're not going to see each other on a basis anymore. And yeah. This headphone thing is really starting to piss me off, and I don't know why. It's just disconnecting constantly. I think I'm gonna have to do that, and I'll be able to hear it a little bit in the background. And that should be okay. I had to restart my computer real quick. Pour One at Eric is a lot funny. Is actually really funny compared to Pour One Out for Eric, I think. I don't know why. That just cracks me up. But yeah, it was a very emotional episode. Lots of telling Eric thank you for all the work that he's put in over the past 4 years, and just being very thankful for what he's done. But I'll just pour one at him. Yeah. The gist of it, too, for those of you who haven't watched it, who haven't listened to it, I'll give you kind of a rundown, just in case you might not want to watch it, or if you're saving it for the time being. And I explained some of this last week too. Eric is moving on to a new position with his job, and it's just severely limiting. Oh, I gotta talk about that. That looks horrible. And it's just really, really severely limiting the amount of time that he will have. So he made the tough decision to step back from the podcast. I asked him if he was sure that he wanted to do that, and he said it's the right choice. And I said, if you think that that's what you need to do, then by all means, please do what you need to. And so here we are. I'm going to be doing the podcast on my own for a while. I don't know exactly where things will go next. But I'm not as worried about it right now as I was this time last week. I'm pretty excited for the future. So we'll see. We'll all see together. And I appreciate everybody who's still on the ride with us, you know, and whatnot. But it's going to be a challenge one way or another. Just trying to find our sea legs, I think. But regardless, I'm very excited for Eric. I think that he's perfectly he's perfectly set up at this point in his life to do this new job. And I don't know, man. I think that, you know, we had an incredible 4-year run, you know, 190 episodes together, 195 episodes together. It just blows me away. So, with that being said, I need to pour something. And considering that I'm doing Elijah Craig stuff tonight, I'll just start with Elijah Craig, because why not? I set this this stream up not realizing that Clifton was also doing Elijah Craig tonight. So I'm just doing the PGA bottle of Elijah Craig, small batch. It came out a couple weeks ago. Or a few weeks ago. At this point, I need to find this story real quick about the, because I know I saw it earlier. Oh, you know something else? This is completely unrelated to the podcast, but you know how today was Nintendo Switch release day, Nintendo Switch 2 release day. Mine shipped 2 days ago, and it won't be here until Saturday. So, hope everybody's having fun with their Nintendo Switch 2s. If you got one. I don't know if you did or not. But, Okay. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Hold on. I got an 11.5-year-old Heaven Hill sourced bourbon from River Roots. I need a warm-up pour first. Suggestions? That'll work. He gave me the suggestion without even seeing the comment. Sorry about that. Gandy Road, new subscriber to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being on the stream that I was on, or checking it out while I was on the stream with Stacy, 4 Leaf Whiskey. That was a fantastic stream. It was so much fun. I cracked up on dual EC's streams. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, crap. Just popped in to say hi. Hope everyone is having a great week. Bev Porter, it is so good to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. My goodness gracious. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Mutant is too big and important for us now, but we loves him. We do loves him. I feel very lucky that I got to share this with him for as long as I did. It's just you know, I said this to Lucy, and I can talk about this now. I can talk about the everything that has transpired now without feeling so emotional. But there really was a part of me that thought, well, Eric's just going to be a part of it forever. And it's not even to say that I didn't think that he wouldn't get some kind of promotion or some kind of different job or anything that would take him away, or some kind of life change that would take him away from doing the podcast. But it just was, you know, you all found out literally almost as quickly as I did. I mean, it was just as big of a shock for me. But I'm still very it's okay. It's okay. Everything's all right. We're gonna be fine. But yeah, I was like, you know, kind of wished that we could have done this together forever, but things change. Oh, I'm gonna open my. Hang on. I also said this. Did I say this on the podcast? I don't think I did. I ordered a couple cases of Liquid Death, and I thought they were the tall boys, and instead they're just like regular size cans. And it feels wrong. It feels very wrong. So Eric told you a year ago at 10-Bip Weekend? No. He told you a year ago that he was interviewing for a new job that he just found out about like a month or so ago? That's some craziness, man. Anyway, to the future. To things to come. I was planning on recording tomorrow afternoon. I might do that Sunday evening instead. If I do so, I might go live on Twitch to record. So if you are not subbed on Twitch, twitch.tv twitch.tv/mybourbonpod. I'll pop that in the chat for Facebook and for YouTube. And for whatever reason, it posted twice on Facebook. That's fine. But yeah, I think Sunday evening I'll be going live to record. If I don't do it tomorrow, I'm supposed to be going to a tasting with the folks from the IWSC at Justin's House of Bourbon tomorrow afternoon. So it just kind of depends on what that looks like. I might do some of the recording tomorrow and then like the rest of it Sunday evening. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Also, if you want to support the show while on live, you can do so by heading to the Stream Elements link. That is, and I think, is this command active everywhere? No? Nope. Just on Twitch. Well, the good thing about it is I can just pin it on Twitch. And if you are on YouTube, it's on the description link. Oh, you know what I can do? So I can just copy it. And send it there. Look at this. I figured things out. But yeah, you can tip the show if you would like to. We call it Snuffy Chats because we don't have access to Super Chats yet here on YouTube. And it's also named after Mr. Snuffleupagus, who is the patron saint of Timbip Live here. I believe you believe he is real. I can see him. I hope you can see him too. He's back there. But yes, let's dive into what's been going on this week in the world of bourbon and whiskey, because, oh my goodness gracious, there is a lot to cover. Let's start here, I think. Yeah, let's start here. We'll start a little bit lighter. Are you drinking 2025 PGA? I am. 24 was in Kentucky. Yeah, it was at Valhalla. Not that you couldn't have told me that. You have the bottle in front of you. I don't have that bottle anymore. Papa Ritter drank all of it. That is a true story. Eric and I disliked it so much that I gave it to my dad. Anyway, news time. You've probably seen this, but I wanted to touch on it. There is a new President's Choice release coming from Old Forester. It's a rye whiskey. I didn't realize this, but President's Choice is inspired by a 1964 offering of private single barrels initiated by former Old Forester President George Garvin Brown. They're selected from matured barrels that meet specific quality and flavor criteria. There's going to be a limited release event on Saturday, June 14th, starting at 10 a.m. I thought, here we go. The barrels are going to be between 7 and 9 years at barrel proof, between 110 and 125, and they're going to be $225 a bottle. Yikes. Yeah, even if it is, Valhalla is a Kentucky golf course. Tony. Should have mentioned as such. Yeah, that's a crazy price for this. I don't even know if Also, Jason, what's up, brother? WP, I think I'm gonna pass on it as well. I don't even know if 225 is like the price of the regular President's Choice. Not being the biggest Old Forester fan myself, I just don't. Oh, I forgot to take off the QR code from last week. Hang on. I just don't really have that much interest in this. Tony, I know you're playing 18 holes at least once or twice a week. I just that's so 225 for at least a 7-year bourbon. Give me a break, dude. I don't know. Okay, let's look at this next then, because it's one of the recommended articles on Bourbon Lens. Also, shout out to Bourbon Lens. Y'all do a lot of work for too damn high for us on stream. But Redemption has an 18-year-old bourbon coming out as part of their Ancients series. 103.4 proof and only 2,400 bottles. See, okay, this is $400 for an 18-year-old bourbon. I feel like that's a little bit more reasonable. Do I think that that's still like something that I would consider paying? I don't know. $400 is so much money. But there's a lot more value that you're getting for an 18-year-old bourbon than there is for 7 to 9 years in a single barrel. And Redemption's really good too. I've always really liked Redemption products. I need to review some Redemption stuff. Maybe sometime soon. I haven't gotten the new Old Fitz yet. But you pay for age for sure. Makes more sense than the Old Forester. I completely agree. I mean, I'm not going to deny that in the slightest. It's just no matter how you slice it, it's just a lot of money. It's just a lot of money. Speaking of Heaven Hill, I was leading into this. I didn't finish my thought. I haven't received this yet. I don't know if I'm going to. So I might be. Do you know if that Old Fitz is going to be nationwide? We're about to find out together, Tony. Thank you for the excellent segue. But their new 7-year-old bottled and bond, Old Fitzgerald, which I do believe is going to be, there we go, nationwide rollout and consumer experiences to follow. It's supposed to be like $60 early summer, so very, very soon. I feel like there has to be a line drawn somewhere. I feel like value needs to be the name of the game for distilleries in the very near future. I completely agree with you, Jason. Here's the very real here's the reality behind that, though. The Old Forester already hit around here? Old Fitz. Sorry. I need to get a bottle, because if I'm not getting one like from Heaven Hill, I'm just gonna have to straight up buy one, because I've not heard anything about it. I didn't even get a press release about it, so we'll see. I am in regards to your quality statement, like quality needing to be the name of the game. The unfortunate reality of that, though, is the subjectivity of what makes quality important, or what actually makes quality for people. So, is it an age statement? Is it proof? Is it the fact that it's a single barrel or it's a largely batched product? So, you are going to have people who want to pay a premium price for a product that is, the cream of the crop single barrel that may be 10 years old, but is just as expensive as these 18-year-old batched products that are at a lower proof point. And to me, like, if it tastes good, that and I again, like, this is the most subjective part of it. And it's a conversation that will continue to be ongoing. And I think that, like, what you're mostly getting at with that statement, Jason, and it's not one that is off base by any means, especially as, and we're going to get to it in a second, we are starting to see distilleries really put their foot in their mouth and spend money before they really have a product that they have even put to market with overconfidence in what they can do as a brand, just simply based on the fact that they are hiring people that they believe are, going to take them the extra mile. So with all that in mind, I don't know what the product landscape is going to look like in the next 6 to 12 months. It's not an easy question to answer. I will say, though, when we look at something like this Old Fitz that is coming out, this is something that is not an anomaly, and it's certainly not a product that is being released in a vacuum. We have Jim Beam that's putting out an age-stated Old Grandad bottled and bond. We have Wild Turkey putting out an age-stated Turkey 101. WP just... Oh, WP. Wilmington Piper, thank you for the $20 Snuffy chat. For whatever reason, it popped up on Twitch, but it didn't pop up anywhere else. But either way, the way that it showed up was fantastic. WP. Thank you for the $20 Snuffy chat. That was beautiful. If there's a message that's associated with that too, I hope it pops up here soon. Let me try to... Hold on. Hang on. It's all good. Either way, thank you so much. The whole point that I'm trying to make is, like, distilleries are seemingly, like, they're trying to, even if there are some of these, like, bigger, more expensive releases, they do find that there is a market for something that is hearkening back to what people want in terms of older product that they used to be able to get back in the day, like these age data releases. I don't think that this is a product of something that is going to be a one-off necessarily. Seemingly we'll be seeing the return of age statements in the next year. You beat me to it. Cool running. What's going on? Good to see you. Another new sub to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you as well as a run over from the 4-leaf whiskey stream. I feel like source barrels are going to be so plentiful and maybe the best value very soon. Those prices on barrels of MGP, for example, are essentially rock bottom, and for aged products too. Yes. On the flip side, NDPs who have a lot of stock and bought at the height are going to be hurting bad. Oh, for sure. Especially if they bought into it with the intention of letting those barrels sit, and all they wanted to do was just have this really good aged product sitting there for a long time, they're about to be in trouble. Old Fitz 7 is just larceny and fancy glass with 10 extra proof points, but I'm still an idiot hunting it. Kyle Whippert, good to see you. I am too. Yeah. I can't deny the fact that I am not only excited for this product, I'm going a little tater mode on it. I'll be a little honest with you. But here's the flip side of that too. Here's some of my reasoning behind it. This is a product that 5 years ago, God, it's been longer than that. 6 or 7, I think, was readily available. Not necessarily with an age statement. I mean, it was, more than likely just 4 years old, and was kind of taken off the shelves in favor of the big, beautiful decanters. Hang on. If you're watching this, Jim Beam, bring back 15-year-old Knob Creek picks and cast strength 12-year too, please. Absolutely. They bought 4-year barrels 2 to 5 years ago at the same price companies, but 10+ year barrels now. Yes. Oh. At the same price companies can buy 10+ year barrels now. Yeah. My whole point behind this is that, like, having I know Kyle's point behind, like, this is just larceny with an age statement and 10 extra proof points, and, like, we all are kind of being duped into getting excited about it. I genuinely don't, like, I don't have a problem with this because, like, there is supposed to be, like, a different craft to it, and, like, it's, the process of bottled and bond is going to be a different, structure than just a batch that is, they'll have a standard to batching larceny, but it's not necessarily going to be the same as, like, I hope something like an age-stated Old Fitzgerald. I just think that there is something to be excited about with this product. And for me, it's the revival of a shelf-stable Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond. It's going to be nationwide, and it's going to be relatively affordable at $60. It's a good companion as well to the Heaven Hill bottled and bond, 7 years old too. So yeah. Luca Mariano is opening their distillery. I'm cautiously optimistic for them. Hopefully they have their head on straight. Hopefully they pay their taxes. Hopefully they're not going to wind up in a sticky situation in the way that some other people have. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Garrett County Distillery. We're going to talk about another one here in a second. That it's ridiculous that this just kind of keeps happening. But the whole point is I don't know if this is the right time for another big new, like, ambitious distillery to happen. I know that this is probably something that has been in the works for a while. I know that this is something that has been actively, invested in and everything. And they're like, well, we can't pull funding now. You got to go for it. And it's like, well, now's the time. So we'll see. We will be watching you with much interest. Okay. Joseph Brazo's here. Just in time for this atrocious abomination of a product. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a really good eye for AI images. How the heck did this guy get here? And it is no surprise to me that a distillery or a distilling company that is introducing a Bitcoin bourbon would use an AI generated picture as the first image for their product. I am in no way, shape, or form. You've always been AI. I knew it. Nobody could be that handsome. Yeah. Heritage Distilling Holding Company has announced the launch of Bitcoin Bourbon, a limited edition Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey, celebrating the ethos of digital currency and decentralized commerce. The release marks a convergence of traditional whiskey making and cryptocurrency culture, reflecting Heritage's new cryptocurrency treasury reserve policy. It will accept Bitcoin as payment and may hold Bitcoin as a strategic asset. It's going to be bottled at 106.15 proof. That's crazy. Considering it says 90 proof on the label. So, The plot thickens. The clues. Dude, this sucks. This blows chunks, man. I remember a couple years ago during the NFT craze being like, this is gonna hit bourbon, and what distillery announced they're bankrupt? We'll talk about it in a second, Shy Guy, but good to see you. Rod the Dopest, what's up? Thank you for being here. I'll have my first bourbon ready for the next time you go live based on the suggestions you gave me last time I caught the stream. I'll pass on the Bitcoin one for sure. Me too. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely not buy it. This is just like, I can't believe that this is how far we've fallen. This is crazy, man. The launch represents a strategic move by the company to integrate digital assets into commerce and expand its Dude, look at this. Final product details, including mash bill and age statement, will be revealed prior to launch. Yeah, but don't you want to review it? I mean, kind of. But, like, is it worse than the stuff in the white bottle? Can't be. Next story, good idea. As Shy Guy was asking, I embellished a little bit. I didn't mean necessarily that they're going bankrupt, but this is not a good situation. And this is yet another instance of what we have been looking at and dissecting and getting worried about increasingly with the state of bourbon and whiskey at the moment. And that is, unfortunately, money management. Now, why is money management becoming such a problem in the whiskey industry? It's because people got so excited during the boom, the big boom a couple years ago during COVID, when people were spending so much extra money that they thought, oh, this is going to continue forever. Let's invest a bunch. That trickled off, not even trickled off, that leveled off so quickly that we are in the middle of a lot of different brands that haven't even gotten to market yet, falling apart and being slapped with taxes that they just cannot pay. I like that logo. I love this logo. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful logo. So, the latest victim is that of Whiskey House in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, who has been slapped with a $1.7 million lien by the construction company that helped to build their facilities. Busick Construction Company. They assert that the distillery, which opened last year, owes the amount for work the contractor did in constructing the distillery. The company also claims that there is an additional contract for more than $6.3 million for further work on the distillery. According to Elizabethtown News Enterprise, the two parties have been negotiating an agreement prior to the court filing in Hardin County. That is not good. The state of bourbon today, too much, too fast. Absolutely. I think the two companies are working actively to resolve that, an unnamed Whiskey House spokesperson told the newspaper. I know there have been conversations, and it has gotten to the point where they filed the lien, but it was not for a lack of trying. Busick has also contracted for Buffalo Trace, Lux Row, Heaven Hill, Maker's Mark, and other well-known distilleries. Greed? Not all, but some. I don't entirely disagree with you, but I do think that there is a bit of room for nuance with this in terms of people jumping into the way that people jumping into this business with the anticipation that they are going to make money hand over fist so aggressively that they are going to be the next Buffalo Trace or Lux Row or Bardstown Bourbon Company or places that have had such unbelievable success that they can just keep borrowing money without even having product on the market yet. This is such an aggressive case of a company not like Bitcoin whiskey. This is such an aggressive case of a company owing money so soon into their production cycle before anything's even on the market. They started producing, where did it say? June of last year? I can't find it, but it was just last year that they started working in the actual facilities. The whole point is July of last year. Thank you, Kyle. The whole point is this is not, at the moment, a market that is set up. And this is why I said with Luca Mariano, I am cautiously optimistic for what's to come. I guess their 6-month bourbon didn't sell like they thought. I don't even think they have anything on the market. For everybody who dunked on the old methods of, we're going to buy barrels, we're going to source product, and we're going to sell it under our label, and then while that product sells, we're going to build our distillery, and then we're going to release our own distillate. For everybody who said, well, why don't they just make it themselves in the first place? This is why. This is why. Because this stuff is happening way too often now. We got to just step back for a second. New Riff had the right process. So did Wilderness Trail. What's wrong with selling clear spirits? People still buy clear spirits. That happens. That's not an uncommon thing in the spirits industry. Untold cigar brands appeared and disappeared during the cigar boom of the late 90s, early 2000s. It is very common. It is very common. But the investors who want to see, I don't even want to defend investors. I want to see people who work in this industry succeed. Do the right thing by the people who are hired on to work your distillery. That to me is way more important than a return on investment. You get slapped with these almost $2 million liens, and then your workers go, well, what's going to happen? And they go, well, we're going to have to furlough you for 2 weeks, 4 weeks. After that, we're going to have the money back. They don't know where that money's going to come from. And then, just like Garrett County Distilling, they're not going to have a job. It's ridiculous. And it will keep happening if we don't have a good process set up in the way for success that places like New Riff, that places like Wilderness Trail, and even just brands that will buy in the, again, tried and true method of sourcing barrels and then working your way towards your own distillate. It's okay. You'll get there. New Riff just put out their first 10-year bourbon. You know how long it took? 10 years of their own distillate, of waiting, of being patient. But they still made income. They still waited. They still were patient with it. It works. This is not good. This is not smart business. This is not the way that you help anybody. It's insane to me, man. And yet Glyph is still cranking out that weird shit. What is Glyph? Okay, I don't know what Glyph is, but every time I look it up, it's like, it's weird. Selling White Dog and inventories keeps people interested, but providing an age-sourced product helps supplement those high upfront costs. Exactly. Whiskey House began production last July. Oh, there it is. I don't know how I missed that. Before securing $115 million in syndicated credit facility from Truist Bank, U.S. Bank, First Horizon Bank, Rabo Bank, and CoBank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 banks. They had to raise capital from 5 banks. Distillery is more than 100,000 square feet with a sophisticated manufacturing system that runs on proprietary software. The facility has been operated in full automation mode 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Full automation mode? Full automation mode? What? Getting Robo Bourbon. Bro. You can't. I'm moving on. I can't handle just you're kidding me. We went from robot. All we've talked about is just robot bourbon tonight. Proprietary software is always expensive. I mean, surely then they would have had some kind of like investment. All we've talked about is robot bourbon. I'm moving on. 15 Stars has a new expression, Founders Reserve Fine Aged Rye. I will be reviewing this soon. Did they not invest into MGP barrels to start out their bourbon? No, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing. They started from nothing, and they have nothing except a mountain of debt. That's exactly. That's what I keep saying. It's bad practice. But okay, all right. We're not moving on then. No market research. It's David Mandel. It's the guy from friggin' Bardstown Bourbon Company. He doesn't need to do market research. He's part of the market. He shouldn't have to do market research. People do research on the market because he's in the market. It is insane to me that this happened. Let's move on. I will be reviewing this. Founders Reserve Fine Aged Rye from 15 Stars, 14, 13, 9, and 8-year-old blend. 95 proof. Where's the price? Where's our price? $139. About standard for your 15 stars releases. It's a good looking bottle. I don't mind that at all. I need to send them an email back. The release. The release reflects 15 stars dedication to blending craftsmanship with a focus on creating distinctive high-age blends using a variety of mash bills and flavor profiles. No word on what those mash bills are, but we will find out. Penelope has a Cigar Sessions whiskey series. I friggin' love the way this bottle looks. That is sexy. Just sexy. And it's only $80 a bottle. 101 proofs, 72% corn, 15% rye, and 13% malt. But it's a blend of bourbon, 100% American single malt, and American light whiskey. So I like this. I think this is fun. I remember something from 15 Stars on Your Suite last year. Shout out Nancy for inspiring a whole generation of copycats. What a legend. Oh, yeah. But I appreciate that it's not like, you know, Amberana finished or anything. This is going to be a very exciting release. I look forward to grabbing a bottle, reviewing it with a cigar too. I think Cask 529 did a review of this this week or last. Did they like it? Did it go well with a cigar? Oh, we already talked about that. Some TTB labels. Widow Jane the Vaults, finished in mythological oak. Clifton, I promise I didn't steal your live stream idea for tonight. I didn't see it until I already uploaded my stuff. I apologize. More Tennessee to avoid? I'll still try it. Did you ever get that cool-looking Gothic one with the gargoyles? Was hoping the company would send you one to review. I did not. I did not hear anything back about that. Sure you didn't? No, I didn't. No, I genuinely did not. I genuinely did not hear anything or see anything from your stream, Clifton. I apologize. But yeah, what is mythological oak? The Vaults is a marriage of bourbons aged a minimum of 15 years, finished for the 2025 limited Mediterranean oak forests of Greece. Sacred to Zeus in Greek mythology. Dude, we just keep hitting insanity. Why are my dogs barking? I've not liked anything 15 stars I've had. That is unfortunate because they've got some really, really great products. It's oak only dreamt of. It is over. I mean, that's fair. I've not had any good Widow Jane either. Shy Guy, what a fun night we're having together. I believe it pairs great with Bitcoin. Chat, y'all are funny today. Widow Jane is an easy pass for me, but respect to those who like it, I guess. Here's my thing with Widow Jane. I think I'm a little bit skewed because I don't think I've ever... This is... Okay. This is a very honest... please pull up Kentucky Owl next. We'll have a great time. Let me see if I can find that Kentucky Owl crap because it's insanity. Here's my honest assessment about Widow Jane. I have never had to purchase a bottle myself. I think it's fine whiskey. I'm not ever going, oh, I need to buy a bottle of it. I think it's just it can get overpriced for sure. I'm never ever going to deny that. Dude, I did see this Kentucky Owl crap. Oh, you know where I saw it? I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, here we go. This is insane. Come on, man. Okay. We're talking about like age statements and prices being stupid. This went okay, and not to like just praise Dixon for everything, but dude, the man at least had his head on his shoulders while he was there. Batch 13 is blended utilizing 5 very particular well-aged bold bourbons ranging from 4 to 9 years old. Five very particularly well-aged bold bourbons, 4 years old, including 4-year, 2 5-years, 8-year, and 9-year-old whiskeys. Please tell me they're selling 4-year-old bottle and bond for $2.50. 90% 4-year, 10% 9-year-old. All right. Are you all ready for this price? $400. $400. At 113.6 proof. $400 for 113.6 proof and 4 years old. $100 per well-aged year. Ayo, bankruptcy, where you at? Dude, give me a break. Give me a break, man. What are we doing? What was the magazine doing reviews about affordable whiskey? Was it Men's Health or something? Men's Journal? Yeah, I can't wait for their review on Kentucky Owl. They're so brave for attempting to promote this. Is it brave or is it a lobotomy? Like, I think they had a lobotomy, and then whoever got that lobotomy then had to go and, like, put this out into the world. This is insane. Channels, off-premise, whiskey specialists, fine spirits and wine retailers, fine wine specialists, on-premise. You have... So your off-premise key demographics are 50% wine? Bummed Eagle Rare went up in MSRP. Wait, hang on. Oh, this got away from me. I don't think it's amazing, but I buy it for people not into bourbon to enjoy. Unless an owl distilled it for that price, I'm out. Put some purple foil on it and it'll sell. You must spend the cash. It says it's for collectors and aficionados. It's so stupid. Consumer target, yeah. Luxury brown spirit drinkers, whiskey collectors, and aficionados. On-premise, fine dining restaurants, luxury 5-star hotels, whiskey and mixology bars. For what? A $700 old-fashioned? I missed your whole rant on Blue Run. Did I? Blue Run annoys me. It's good bourbon, but way overpriced, driven by ego pricing. And the pretty butterfly. The pretty little gold butterfly. Pay for the bottle. That's hilarious. AKA people who don't know what they're drinking, just that it's expensive. You telling me a well-aged this whiskey? I'll have your top shelf bourbon. Anyway, this is pissing me off. I can at least get excited about this Widow Jane the Vaults release because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to look like. That Kentucky Owl is just going to be dumb. It's just going to be like a pointless release. Whatever. There is a new single barrel coming from Four Roses for the single barrel collection. It's OBSK. It's still going to be 100 proof. I really look forward to this. I'm excited about it. Seems like Dixon left at the perfect time. New batches. What new batches? OBSK master recipe. How has North Carolina not gotten these yet? That's crazy. Well-aged as opposed to... Please. Oh. I got you. No, they are fantastic. I really do like them. It makes me wonder if they're just going to put out single barrels for all 10 of the recipes or 20 or whatever. I don't know what to make of this. You can hear Dixon's thoughts on this very subject on This Is My Bourbon podcast. That is true. You can. Not as in-depth as you probably would like for him to, but Kentucky Owl, aged at least 3 years, coming 2026. In a bucket. Yeah, man. This is just a, like, like a flask that you get at the distillery, I think. That you it's very because it says personal selection Woodford Reserve 110 proof. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It's confusing me. That'll be age stated at least. That is true. I would buy a bucket of whiskey. Lesser known distilleries I've been really loving their own distillate from have been Old Dominick, West Fork, Dancing Goat, JT Malik, Fry Ranch, all great for fair prices. There have been, really good craft places recently. I just don't know what's going on here. I guess we'll find out. I'm worried that this is going to be like a $40 bottle for 200 mils. Speaking about Penelope again, we got a 20-year American light whiskey coming from them that looks to be hazmat. Seems like a private event thing, maybe. 200 mils seems like a troll bottling to me. I suppose so. Pinhook and Copper and Cask have been amazing with MGP, Castle and Key mixes. I had some Pinhook recently where I was like, but it was older Castle and Key, so it could have changed. I don't know. I'm all about Penelope's light whiskey stuff, especially at 20 years, man. I'm here for that. Speaking of Castle and Key as well, we got an experimental whiskey coming out. It's a limited edition rye, finished in French Blanc Pinot de Charente casks. It says it's going to be 115.9 proof. We'll see. Super dope label. 63% rye, 17% corn, 20% malted barley. Aged in the finishing barrels for 18 months. Light whiskey's not your jam? Okay, well, more for me. Woodford Reserve Double Oak barrel picks have been the weirdest, wildest flavors I've had. Had one that tasted like green apple Jolly Rancher. Interesting. Yeah, I agree, WP. This label is so cool. And then last but not least, Doc Holliday. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in Oloroso Sherry cask. 8 years old. This is a single barrel. It says cask strength, but there's not really any indication. I don't think. That says 108 proof. We'll see. What's the red alert here? Whatever. Looks really cool. I like this label a whole lot. If only Woodford actually allowed single barrel picks. Does this one come with a gun topper? Another celebrity whiskey? Might be. Finished bourbon is super hit or miss for me. I completely agree. I love honey-related whiskey finishes, but not a fan of most wine finishes. Yeah, wine finishing can be kind of off base, depending. I'd buy that for sure for a topper. You want to know the worst topper? Hang on. Ooh, I started thinking about this, and I got the flavor of it in my mouth. This is by far one of the coolest looking bottles and one of the worst bourbons I have ever had in my entire life. Oh, here, this picture's a little bit better, bigger. We don't talk about the flavors you get in your mouth. Cassius Clay straight bourbon whiskey. This thing is one of the best looking bottles. And it is so bad. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I don't know if it was just a limited run. I don't know. I don't know. That's his slave name. This is not the same Cassius Clay, Shy Guy. Come on, man. Go to the program. You're just going to send me. Is it functional like the cannon? The little like pewter cannon, the actual barrel moves a little bit. I'm going to keep doing that. That's all I could think about when you brought the bottle up. Yeah, it doesn't have full like range of motion. I would go. It's around here somewhere. I heard the Old Crow chess pieces are some of the greatest bourbon ever made. I still don't think I have ever had it, but I would love to try chess piece sometime. They should make that a pour spout too. It's got an actual like cork in it. But that's a much better idea. Maybe that would make the bourbon inside better. Running it through a cork. This is really Cannon beats Horsey, but oof. Yeah, it's just really bad. It's just really bad bourbon. Let's see. Yeah, that's about as far as I can zoom in on this, but I got to try some interesting weird finishes at West Fork for fun. I really like the Korean barbecue sauce finished bourbon. What? That's an interesting finish. My bourbon needs a good corking. Don't we all? Don't we all? Did I hit the last one? Yeah, Doc Holliday. I did. All right, let's do some Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So the reason that I wanted to do this, you know my favorite cork, one that doesn't break? Amen. Absolutely. A cork that stays intact. I'm so pro non-cork breakage that if it's a synthetic cork, I don't care. I like to cork my early times bottled and bond just to feel alive sometimes. Kyle, are you okay, brother? Do we need to talk? Some local dude makes the sauces they pour in their little barrels. The way I explained it is how Gatorade has that sweet salty thing going on. It was like that, but bourbon with a little bit of salt and spicy. Interesting. Synthetic corks are my fave. Okay. So I've been harmed one too many times by cork breakage. That now, even if it's like something that I've had recently, I just automatically get the cork a little bit wet. You gotta wet your corks, you know? I just opened one of my ECBPs from 2020 for my stream tonight, and the cork is nasty. Those, I mean, they can go pretty rancid. Too many times I've had dry, shriveled corks. Dude. I'm really sorry about your dry, shriveled up, useless cork. A little lubrication can go a long way. Hey, sometimes you just need it's like that. It's that pop. You know, it's all good. I got meds for it now. I'm so happy for you. Chad's lucky I'm nice. Could have had some A118 tonight. Why Chad? I prefer dry and shriveled than stiff and brittle. Are we still talking about corks? Cheers, y'all. Big Vic, good to see you. All right, I think the president is slipping away from us. I'm picking on some barrel pick limousine rye from Dancing Goat. Oh, he left it at your place? Oh. So tonight, what we're doing is C921. Brightness on my computer just went down all of a sudden. That was bizarre. That's not right. We're doing A125. C9D's nuts. Dude, you got me. You absolutely destroyed me, man. And we're doing B525. Hey now. I have not done a formal review yet of A125 or B525, and the reasoning is because I am waiting until the last batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof comes out. B525 is already out. I don't know if it's officially out, but I have, at least received my media bottle. I know Clifton has his because that's why he's doing his stream tonight. I haven't bought a bottle since C923. Just disappointed in them at the moment. That is fair. But I wanted to do a direct comparison between the C921, which was just cracked the other night, actually. I went over to my father-in-law's house, and I had a little evening with some buddies, and we just opened it. And I thought, why not compare it to the two newest releases of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof? See how it compares. I only buy Elijah Craig Barrel Picks nowadays, and even then, the only one I've got I enjoyed tastes like Barton. Interesting. So I think I'm going to start with the C921. And I'm just going to sit over here for a little bit. Not here for the ECBP hate. Well, now I got to know what your thoughts are on the two releases for this year. Speaking of 1792 full proof, best bang for your buck bourbon you can get. It's up there for sure. Especially barrel picks or auto buys for me. They are some of those where I'm like, if I don't have something in mind, I'm pretty much gonna grab it. This is nutty. This is savory. Nice amount of brown sugar. It's kind of like burnt brown sugar. Just an overall very decadent nose, for sure. Cheers, fam. That is, I mean, honestly, C921 might be the perfect release as far as like what I loved about Elijah Craig when I first had it that made me fall in love with bourbon. Justice for C918. What are you talking about? C918's my favorite batch ever. What I was saying is C921 is the like epitome of those. I'm on my last bottle of it. I have one saved that will be saved for a while. I didn't get into bourbon until 23, so I missed out on a lot. That is unfortunate. WP, have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. Cheers to you too. Appreciate you as always. The whole, what I'm trying to say is Elijah Craig small batch, as it were, back in the day, was the bourbon that made me fall in love with bourbon. And this particular barrel proof expression is just like all of those flavors ramped up to 11. Super caramel brown sugar. It's even got the snickerdoodle note that I always picked up on back in the day. It's okay. I'll just head over to your house and drink it all. I opened it without realizing it was my last. Oh, that sucks. It was the one that really got me hooked. Yeah. Bourbon that made me fall in love with bourbon is Four Roses, especially single barrel, barrel pick, barrel proofs. That was another one for me too. Shy Guy, you probably haven't heard this story, but I was at a restaurant in Lexington called OBC Kitchen. And a guy named Iverson, who is now a good friend, brought over and this was back in when was this? 2015, probably 2015, 2016. Brought over an OBSO pick for me to try. And I just immediately fell in love with it. I was like, there's no turning back. Like, I think I just only want to drink bourbon now for the rest of forever. And Thrasher! It's Thrasher! Dude, thank you so much for the $20 Snuffy Chat. Appreciate you, homie. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Cheers, brother. I'm from Michigan, moved to Indianapolis a few years ago. Bourbon everywhere. Wife got moved to HQ of her company here in Indy. We get invited to coworker's house with chef husband. He proceeds to introduce me to nothing but high-end bourbon, Scotch, Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey. Dude, that'll ruin you. Be careful with those 2010s year drops. Don't want to reveal anything like underage drinking. I mean, this was... that particular story very, very firmly happened after I turned 21 because I was drinking at a restaurant. I didn't even really drink until after I was 21, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it was late. It was late for me, too. Did we get company credit card for a fancy dinner since we hosted a coworker from another country? A fine, fancy Italian restaurant known for their barrel picks. Oh. Guy charges me for 3 whiskey the whole night. He brought me 9 different picks. Dang, dude. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to take another sip. A bit of water. Gonna move on. Man, this has been a fun night. 28-year-old Armagnac, 133 proof, Jack Daniels barrel proof rye, Elijah Craig barrel pick, 2 different Woodford Double Oak picks. List goes on. Goodness gracious. What an evening. All right. What's this next one? A125 is next. I know that there are some people who really like A125. Bill came out to a perfect $200 even. That's so funny. What is the age statement on this? $10 years, 7 months. So we're stepping down from the 12 years. We're stepping down from 120.2 proof. Down to 118.2 and down to 10 years, 7 months. Ay. I will say the nose really is not bad. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think it's off profile. It's kind of smoky, oddly enough. A little barbecuey, but not barbecuey in the way that is it's artificial barbecue that would go on like a chip. Perry about to have a big frown. I might. I genuinely might. Why's my name not on? Because I turned it off for some reason. Interesting. Smokey the Bear. Poppy. Papa Ritter's here. Hi, Papa Ritter. Good to see you. Excited to see you in a couple days. I haven't seen you in a while. Missed you too, buddy. Have you gotten your Switch 2 yet? Because mine still is not arrived. You won't believe it, but I think I gave that same barbecue chip note on my review. That's crazy. Yeah, not since Memorial Day Sunday. No, wait. Didn't we come over for dinner on that Tuesday? No, I saw you at Eden's dance recital too. Yeah, it's there on the nose. It's not on the palate. It is a little thin on the palate. I'll be honest with you. You know, oddly enough, it is. It's got a bit of a burn on the palate. Oh, it's okay. It's all fine. Which is crazy considering it's just 118 proof. But also, it has a note to it that reminds me of like bourbon that's sat with an ice cube for a while or that has been watered down. And I mean, it's not supposed to be. It's barrel proof bourbon. I don't know. It's so off profile. I don't know. Let's move on to the B525. Yes, Clifton, that's exactly what I was saying. Drinks hot but lacks a lot of depth of flavor to match it. The nose is the most redeeming part of it. There is no finish to speak of, in all honesty. B525, though. The nose is like, I want a barrel to dump all the disappointing bottles I have into. I mean, I would do that even with a small barrel. I think it would be fun. But a large barrel, like a 53 gallon, that would be incredible. West Fork has an infinity barrel. They dump all the random bottles they didn't like into. It's become legit solid whiskey. That is cool. Just to fill everyone in, Perry, his family, and everyone else came over to our house on Memorial Day Sunday, and the youngins left early. There was plenty of day drinking that happened. There was a lot. Dad, I haven't even told you this, but you remember the Lucky Buddha beer that I got out of your fridge? There was there's two different bottle types. One that looks like that's got just the regular label on it that was in your fridge, and the other that has that is shaped to look like Buddha. I found at Liquor Barn the one that's shaped like Buddha in a 6-pack. I don't know if both of them in a 6-pack are, but here, let me pull it up on stream too. Did I talk about this before? No, I talked about this with Eric. Anyway, okay, so here's the beer, right? Looks super cool. Like it's an incredible bottle shape. At Liquor Barn, at the very least, a 6-pack of these is $15. I was so excited. I was like, I want to get these. I want this to be like my house beer. I'm not paying $15 for a 6-pack. I mean, at least not of just like regular beer. I don't know. But like the bottle that was okay, let's just here, this is the bottle that was at you can't even really see that. Just kind of at Papa Ritter's house. Had this label, and it's for Labor Day Sunday drinking, yeah. But they just look so cool. They look awesome. We usually keep 3 beers, Modelo, Guinness, and rotate a bunch of local / craft IPAs. Miller High Life is my go-to. And White Claw. Well, I mean, yeah. We might have to get us some. I mean, yeah, of course. We'll have to get some. But I wasn't about to make my house beer a $15 6-pack. You know what I mean? Like, those two things are not... they're not congruous with each other. Anyway, back to the B525. Good nose, not like blowing me away. Kind of molasses forward. I don't care a lot for beer, but West Fork and Sun King mashup beer, Bell's Two Hearted Hazy IPA, and most sour beers I love. I mean, I'm a pretty equal opportunity beer drinker. Here, have my house beer. I can't really think of any. I mean, yeah, I can't really think of any beer where I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't drink that. I mean, most like, I have a Coors Banquet in my hand now. Oh, I love Coors Banquet. Kind of considering, I hate sours. I love sours. Dogfish Head Sea Quench Ale is great. Yes. Sea salt and lime. Oh, that sounds so good. Kind of considering getting a Miller High Life. After I do this. Papa Ritter's never had Coors Banquet? Really? You've never had Coors Banquet? Yeah, I have. Coors Banquet is if Miller High Life is not on the menu, Coors Banquet. I just always called it Coors. Yeah, I mean, they're interchangeable for sure. Summer Shandy is great. I don't. Okay. Oh, you know what? That brings up a good point. There is one beer that I cannot drink. One type of beer that I cannot drink. Hefeweizen. Wheat beers. Wheat beers. I don't have celiacs. I am not like there's not I don't have any like gluten intolerance. I just cannot drink wheat beers for whatever reason. They make me sick to my stomach. I discovered that a few years ago on vacation. And it wasn't after like having a bunch of beer. You're a wheat beer? Ben, dude, come on. Joe the Sample Guy, good to see you. Loved Coors Extra Gold back in the 80s. Anything Leinenkugel, Yingling's good. I also hate sours, but New Belgium makes a coffee-infused sour aged in wood barrels that I like so much at the brewery. I bought a 750 home. Brought a 750 home. Wheat beers are like wheat bourbon to me. Don't like them. Hey, Sean Holtgrave, what's going on? War Pigs has an IPA made with yuzu and lemon, and it's delicious. That is awesome. I want to try that. I did not break the basketball goal. That went to my little brother. Little brother. He's almost 30. Okay, B525. It was his day. It was definitely his day. The proof is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I'll be very honest with you. I don't think that the age is really killing. Does Shy Guy like anything? What do you mean? He's talking about all the things he likes. Leinenkugel. He likes Summer Shandy. Sea salt and lime. Dogfish Head Sea Quench Ale. Yeah, see, tons. Willet Weeded Purple Top is awesome, to be honest, but most weeded I'm not big on. Oh, do you mean like bourbon? Bardstown Rye are incredible. Even going up in proof and age from the A125, I just don't feel like this is an Elijah Craig barrel proof. This has, as far as like the batched product goes, I think it's more of, I don't know. I don't even have like a good reference of what this kind of Heaven Hill product would have been. Honestly, it kind of goes more toward like Barton than anything. Oddly enough. Having just had a sip, I'm going to have another little sip of the C921. Okay. First of all, Emily, yes. I do drink and love makers. I was referring to earlier, hasn't been a fan of much of anything tonight. True, but to be fair, we were talking about a lot of crap earlier. That was just that. It was crap. Chris Jenkins, cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, Chris. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we were talking about just a lot of bad stuff. I mean, come on, man. Like, Bitcoin bourbon. We can't talk about Bitcoin bourbon and not, like, I mean, I got to get it off of my screen. I don't even want to look at it. I'd rather look at the Coors Banquet image search. List goes on. I love Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare barrel picks. Four Roses, Most Beam, 1792, Stag, Redwood, Michter's. I'm not a beer fan usually, however. Lagavulin 11-year Guinness cask is what? Oh, Lagavulin 11-year Guinness cask is amazing. I got you. I thought you were saying that there was a Guinness that was like barrel-aged beer. New York Winter Whiskey has had a lot of beer. Has a lot of beer and ale grains. I love that. Bitcoin bourbon sounds awful. Yeah. What I was gonna say, doing the B525 right next to the C921. The problem that I am really noticing with the B525, excuse me, compared to the C921 is, and I know that this is something that, this is such a foot in the mouth kind of statement. The B525 is almost too brash. Like, it is a whole lot of like intense heat and like abrasive flavor with not a lot of balance, whereas the C921 is all balance. I don't know. Let me do this again. I'm gonna do it in the reverse order because I did B525 first and C921 second. I'm gonna do it in the reverse order this time. See, C921 is just so... It's so much more classic Elijah Craig. B525. It's definitely got more of a finish. The proof is a little bit more evident. I wouldn't say that it's like really jumping out at me by any means. But I'll say this. I think that oh darn, I'm gonna have to go for a little bit more of both. I think that the best... First of all, A125, you're out of the running. It's fine. The best version of C921 and B525 is going to be a blend of the two. Almost certainly. If I had to guess, at least. If I had to guess. So what we're going to do, we're going to let that mingle for just a second. I'm going to try one other Elijah Craig barrel proof. It's the A124. Because it was sitting right there. I haven't had this very often. And I just kind of want to see if this has done anything of merit since. That is a very sweet nose. It's a little floral, kind of honeysuckly. A little almondy. Brown sugar butter. Emily, go eat your food. Of course. I'm not going to be on much longer. I just wanted to try this. Be honest, that palate's not too bad. But I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being here.
Really nice, actually. Oh, that nose. Okay. I can get back on board with it. All right. I'm going to try this this blend, and then we're going to wind things down, I believe. I think all I've done... I mean... I've kind of created like a super batch of B525, but at the same time, it's really toned it down. I like blending 1910 and 1920. Some old guy had me do it and called it 1915. It was great. I've got both of those. I need to do that. Ooh, that finish is really good. Oh, that finish is so good. It's a lot of heat up front, but maybe Elijah Craig should have some ABC to blend and release in December. I've always been an advocate for that. I think that would be just an incredible idea. Any distillery that does like an annual release like that, no, it would absolutely sell well. They should do that. Folks, what a fun night. What a time. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. What a wonderful evening we've had. Thank you for being here. What a pile of folks. You're right. Some of them shy, some of them donuts, some of them my dad. But either way, this has been wonderful. I finally was able to get a full 2 hours of a stream. You know, I'll be honest too. Past couple of weeks, not been out my my best mental health wise, so I wasn't exactly where I wanted or needed to be for streaming, and tonight just everything felt right, and I'm really happy to have gotten it right for you. I hope I got it right for you. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see you back here next week too. In the meantime, though, I love you loads. be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Take care of each other as well. It's been fun. Oh, I'm doing too many things. Doing like 18 things at once. I'll see you next time. Until then, though, I am Perry. This has been 10-Bit Live. Bye.